What's up everybody, this is Vanquish X and today I'm bringing you guys my review of Logan, which to me and many others out there is quite a special movie, and it's special in two ways. It's special because it's Hugh Jackman's last movie as Wolverine. He's been this character for 17 freaking years. That's never happened before. It will never happen again after him, most likely. He's just been this character and grew as this character for so long. X-Men came out in 2000 when I was free. I was free when he first appeared as Wolverine. I'm 19 now, so like me and probably many others out there, I grew up with him as his character. He was Wolverine to me, he is Wolverine to me, no one can replace him for quite some time, so going in and knowing it was his last movie, and it's Patrick Stewart's last movie as well, knowing those guys who were a part of my childhood and probably a lot of yours as well, disappearing from this franchise. Quite weird walking in and knowing that's happening, and it's special in another way, is that it's R-rated. It's Wolverine like we've wanted for years. We've wanted them to be cutting limbs off people, stabbing them in the face, taking their heads off, blood going everywhere. That's what we wanted, because that's what he's like in the comics. We've seen him stab people before, obviously, but in other films you don't really see blood or limbs coming off people. He's just stabbing people. We don't see blood or anything like that, so it's good to know we're finally getting him like we've wanted in the comics, and that was special as well because it's his last one, and they gave him that. They gave him his R rating, and yet just kind of changed the film up a bit for me and for a lot of people, and for me and my friends sitting watching there. It just made it kind of different and special. Walking in knowing they're going to finish and it's R-rated just makes you sit in your seat going, this is going to be something, I think. And hopefully it's really, really good. So the story for Logan is that in 2029, I'm pretty sure it is, and the world's kind of a bit more shitty, a bit more run down, and there's no more mutants. All the mutants are gone, there's no more X-Men, a mutant hasn't been born in years, it's kind of desolate, and they're kind of a run-down kind of race of people, because there's no more mutants at all, pretty much. And we see Logan, who is a lot older, he's ailing, he's a lot more damaged, his healing factor doesn't really work anymore. He probably feels like he's been on this earth for way too long, and he's looking after an ailing and decrepit and really old Charles Xavier. And then that all changed when a little girl is dropped in their doorstep. It's about them dealing with that situation and dealing with their own shit and trying to get her to somewhere and protect her and just try and survive when stuff starts happening and people start coming after them. And that's where most of this film's heart is between these three characters dealing with their own crap and trying to deal with getting along with each other and having to do this mission that's just been flung out to Logan and Professor X, just been given out to them pretty much against their will, and seeing them kind of build together, start to care for each other, gain a bond, kind of create a family dynamic, seeing them kind of build that relationship throughout the film is where the film gets you. It just really hits you hard with that and shows what these characters are actually like. Wolverine isn't just a killing machine. He can start to love people, just changes dynamic. And just that thing in the film, if the film didn't have those three characters bouncing off each other, learning about one another, getting feelings and caring for one another and becoming kind of a family dynamic, it wouldn't be the film it is. And most of that is helped with the performances, especially Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman gives the best Wolverine performance he has ever done. He just knocks it out of the ballpark and really shows you how Wolverine has grown, because he's a bit more emotional, vulnerable. You can see a different kind of side of him. You see him change and can become kind of a fatherly figure to X-23, and you see him really feeling sad for Professor X, trying to deal with his own crap, being damaged. He's just run down, and seeing him kind of become more vulnerable and break away from the rage beast that just runs around stabbing people in the face and just opening up a bit was really special to see. It just shows how much he knows this character and how much he's grown as this character, as an actor, because he just did a really good job. Patrick Stewart does great as well as this kind of more decrepit, ailing Professor X who's a bit loopy in the head, and that was quite hard to watch actually, seeing Charles having to be helped to get to bed, being told to take pills, not really knowing what's going on, kind of forgetting who people are, was really, really hard, because like Hugh Jackman, he's been Professor X since 2000 as well, appearing in many of the X-Men movies, so seeing him like that was really hard hitting and quite a kick in the teeth in some of the scenes that happened. And then there's Daphne Keane as Laura Kinney, or X-23, and holy hell, she was a surprise. For this being her first movie, she does such a good job of showing this character off and being this character that doesn't really know what the world is. All of this is new and a big surprise and exciting and scary and all just kind of weird to her, and you see that in her acting. She does a really good job. I'm surprised she managed to keep it together whilst acting with Hugh Jackman. She probably seen an X-Men, grew up with him a little bit as well, since she's pretty young anyway. And obviously Patrick Stewart, and she did that really, really well. You don't see any times where she's, nervous or anything during her performance. She does it really, really well. And when she starts fighting, holy crap, is she such a little badass. When those two claws come out, whoa, she's just flipping everybody around, stabbing them in the face, flipping around them. She does a few wrestling moves here and there. She's just really, really cool, and I can't wait for more of that character. Hopefully in that solo movie that's rumoured to be happening happens, and that she may be in X-Force. I just want to see more of her. She did a really, really good job. And another thing that this film does really well is the tone. The tone in this movie for me was just perfect. You know, the world's shitty, it's darker, it's one of the darkest X-Men films actually in my opinion. It just shows you how run down the world is and how much the kind of mutant kind of outrising when they're vanishing has hurt people, kind of hurting the community and made the world feel different, but it's not just dark as shit. There's some very good comedy elements in there. A lot of that coming from Patrick Stewart when he's just bickering with Logan is really, really funny. And without that, I don't think the film would have felt as, wholesome or together, because without that, it's just dreary and dreadful, and characters go through so much crap. But when the tone fits those elements in, and especially when it's not forced, because this comedy is not forced at all, it happens very naturally, and when the film needs it, you don't feel like you're going, ha, because it just happens randomly. You're laughing because you're really liking the road these characters are going down, how they're hitting off each other and growing as characters throughout this movie. So the tone really hits that home as well, and just all of that with the performances and everything just really, really worked. And the action, oh my god, the action is amazing. Of course, I'm going to gush over this because I've been wanting R-rated Wolverine for years now. When you heard videos of me talking about Deadpool coming out and it was R-rated, I was campaigning and saying, hey, give him a movie for God's sake. Give him an R-rated Wolverine movie before he's over, and it happened. They've gave him that, and in the first minute or so, it's going to be hard hitting action. He's cutting limbs off people, just absolutely destroying people, and there's blood everywhere, and seeing that from the first minute kind of made me jump around. I was like, holy crap, it's comic book Wolverine. I've been wanting this for years. He's on screen now. He's doing it. It's like, and the action isn't just there for the sake of it. It's not just, we're R-rated, let's make it gory and bloody limbs coming off everybody because we can. It doesn't feel like that at all. It's when the story needs it and when it kind of needs a burst of something, and just keeps it going along and just shows how far they've come in these kind of comic book movies. Now they can do that now. They can give him that rating. They can give him comic book Wolverine and shows exactly what he could do, which slightly makes it sad as well because it's his last movie and they've given him that now. They've given him R rating now, and we might not see it again because the next time he's in a movie, whoever Wolverine may be played as next will be in an X-Men movie most likely, and they won't do an R rating then. But the action in this film is amazing and gives you something cool to see and, sit there through, and knowing it's his last film and knowing you've finally got to see him being that berserker beast with limbs coming off people and blood everywhere like you've wanted for years. And I was so happy when that was happening. It was just so good to see. Now, and the kind of only real problems I have with the movie is the villains. The villains are pretty weak, but you know why they're there, why they're going after him and all that stuff. But they feel like in some scenes they've just been placed there and they've just been, okay, we need something here, plop, there you go, there's villains. For some reason, they're just pretty weak and just didn't really work sometimes. They're kind of just there. Like I said, they're kind of just, you're in the scene for some reason. Okay, and some of the surprises that happen in the film are some things that show up. I won't say them in the review, obviously, because I want you to go experience them. But some things that pop up out of nowhere do catch you off guard. You're like, oh god. But the problem I have with them is that some of them don't really work on the way they portray it. Kind of stops being, effective eventually and kind of feels a bit weird and goes more into the comic book element than this film kind of showed you that it would. So it kind of throws it off guard and kind of muddles the tone a little bit. So that's kind of the only real problems. Maybe another thing is that it felt overly long at times. It's not like I need action 24/7 in this movie because the film would not be good if it was like that. But just some scenes you felt like you were there for a very long time. But of course that's used for character development and building the story and making the film, a lot better in the long run. But sometimes you're sitting there going, wait, this is taking a very long time to move on. Maybe it could have been maybe 20 minutes shorter or something, but I suppose if it was shorter, it might not be as impactful. It doesn't really affect the score, but sometimes you are left there going, wait, this is taking a very long time for something to move on. Okay then, and maybe just the villains. The villains were very weak, and the kind of things that happen that pop up and surprise you could have been handled a lot better, maybe done in a different way and just changed that around. But overall, this film was great. The story was really great. It was really emotional. I nearly cried twice. Me and my other friend, Mr. Martash, you've probably seen him on YouTube, we're sitting there nearly bawling. We looked at each other and kind of holding it in because our other friend was sitting beside us, and we were both just like try to keep it in at some scenes, and just the performances were great. Hugh Jackman was unbelievable. Patrick Stewart was really good. Daphne Keane, I had to look at, I've got it written down, I had to remember how to say it. She was really, really cool, and mostly for child actors, you're like, they were alright, they weren't really that good, but not for her. I came out going, damn, I want to see more of her, and this film is just really, really good. Hugh Jackman did one hell of a performance. It's sad to see him go, and they give him the perfect swan song, in my opinion, the perfect end, the perfect kind of goodbye. Thank you for everything you've done for this character and for superhero in cinema, because when Wolverine and X-Men and all that came out in 2000, superhero movies weren't really that big. They were kind of in the low of cinema, and now they're massive, so you kind of thank that and him for all of that, for bringing that to the big screen. It was great. So for all of this, I'm going to give Logan a quality. But on the highest of quality I can give it, it's kind of crawling its way towards pure quality, but some of the things like the villains, things that happened, maybe some scenes dragging along, it just kind of pulled it back a bit, but it's very, very close to pure quality. It's so good. Please go see it. See Hugh Jackman's last film as this character. That was just amazing. I loved this movie. So Logan gets a quality on the highest of scale that I can give. And I'm going to leave this review here, guys. If you liked the video, rock out on the like button, leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on Logan, if you've seen it, if you enjoyed it, what you thought about it, and if you think it was a good last movie for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, kind of a goodbye, kind of swan song for him as this character. And also don't forget to subscribe, as it does really, really help me out, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. I love you guys, and stay tuned for the next video.